Hi everyone, this is Deepika, Assistant Professor of English, Kailash Women's College. Yes, today we are going to see the prose. Yes, we are always like to read the prose, no? It's very simple to understand and it's very easy to study also. In particularly, we are going to see the prose like the father of essay, the Francis Bacon's of studies. Generally, we people to study, we have different kinds of opinion. For me, study is kind of a pleasure. For someone, is a study is kind of hard. Study is a kind of difficult one. Study is a kind of happiest one. Study is kind of entertainment, and study is kind of happy and pleasure. So it's depends upon someone who feels how to study helps them or entertain them. So it's different kinds of opinions. Okay, so today we are going to see Of Studies is written by Francis Bacon. Yes, in this slide we are going to see the author Francis Bacon. Yes, he's the father of English essays, as I said earlier. So Francis Bacon was born on 22nd January 1561 and he has died at 9th April 1626 at London. So he is one of the greatest writer in English literature and British literature. Now, he was the son of Sir Nicholas Bacon, the keeper of the Great Seal for Elizabeth I. So his father was worked under Elizabeth I, and Bacon studied at Cambridge University at the Gray's Inn and became a member of Parliament in 1584. And he was involved in politics too. He was an English philosopher and statesman who served as Attorney General and Lord Chancellor of England under King James I. So, through this, we just informed that he has worked under, his father has worked under Elizabeth I and he has worked under King James I. So, these are all his career. So, in the next slide, essays. Bacon is the most famous for his essays. Yes. So Bacon is known for his essays because of his variety he has included in his essays. It's entertained the people the most. So before that, people are all involved in the drama, plays, reading the poems. So somehow they feel so bored, and then prose have came into their life, and Bacon have given a different flavor in the essays. So Of Studies is his first essay of the first collection of 10 essays published in 1597. So Of Studies is one of his first essay in the collection of his first collections. So it was revised in 1612. Yes, it was revised. Among all his essays, Of Studies is the most representative of Bacon. So he has written many essays like Of Truth, Of Responsibilities, Of Marriage, and Of Sisters, Of Brothers, and Of Parents. So Of Studies is one of his best representative is considered. In the next slide, as we are going in this slide, we are going to see the about Of Studies. So Of Studies is Bacon's main focus. Of Studies is on the importance of study and knowledge. Yes. So why we are all study? So this is a very big question. So we all know the answer itself. So we study to gain the knowledge and how to interact with people and how to be civilized and how to handle some problems and how to focus in our life. So studies helps in our life in various conditions. So study is very important. So in the point of view of Bacon, study is also important for him too. Yes. So in this essay, he has given his focus on study and knowledge. Yes, study and knowledge is inseparable. So he discusses its importance in terms of its practical application towards the individual and the society. Yes, to study, why we are studying, as I said earlier, so we just want to gain knowledge through study, and then we have to react and act on what we have get through the studies. So he has discussed the importance in the terms of the practical application. So we have to apply our knowledge in our life too. Yes, so in this way he has discussed the practical way of learning. In learning, we have to apply the knowledge in our practical life also. In the next slide, we are going to see the Off Studies is a typical Baconian essay. Yes, so we know his Bacon's essays, so it is one of his typical one. So Bacon's characteristics features astonishing terseness, freshness of illustration, logical analysis, highly Latinized vocabulary, worldly wisdom, and Renaissance enlightenment. So these are all the best things he has given in his essays. So that's why Of Studies is his typical essay. And next slide. So we're going to discuss Bacon's advocates a scientific inquiry of the studies. So Bacon's specialty is that, so most of the writers or somebody is discussing with the religion, culture, tradition and supernatural elements. So but in different way, Bacon has dealt with the scientific manner also. So in this essay, so in most of his essay, he always dealt with scientific factors. So in this essay, he has given in the scientific manner. So compares human mind to a growing plant which need to be pruned and watered by studies. So this is one of the best example how he compared the study with the science. Yes, so he compared the study with the plant. So it's how the plant is grows. So every day if we watering the plant, then only the plant will grow. So we people are like that. Every day we study means our development is also will grow it. So in this sense, he has compared the humans with the plant in the terms of study. And then, but he asserts its experience which matures our perception and leads to perfection and studies perfect nature and or perfected by experience. So then later, so it's like how a plant looks like after it's and growing, no? So how the same thing we people are growing, are experiencing and get experience study by study and day by day. So argues that studies should be applied, weigh and consider rather than unless the contradictions and grandiloquence. Yes, so in this way he has compared the human with the science. The next slide, we are going to see the classification of study subjects. So in this essay, he has given the classification, the how to study a subject, right? So Bacon makes a systematic classification of studies. Yes, the histories make men wise, poets witty, the mathematics supple, and natural philosophy deep, moral great, logic and rhetoric able to contend. So he has classified the studies like histories. So if a man read history or study histories, make him as wise one, because while we are reading or studying about the history, it makes us somehow knowledgeable, when somehow we could understand what would happen in the past and what actually happened in the past. And then poets make a person, it's a creative one and a knowledgeable one. So here he used the word witty. And the mathematician, suppose the natural philosophy, deep. So these are all the studies makes the man as its nature. Studies do not shape a perfect man without the needed conference and writing. And he had added the one more thing, that study alone is not alone make a man perfect one, and conference and writing makes him perfect. That means make a full man actually. The next slide, analysis of purpose of studies. Bacon proposes that study may be done for three purposes, and he had given that three purposes, and for one's own entertainment, such as reading book on a favorite author, to impress others and bring attention to oneself. So some people, as I said in the earlier, no, some people reading books or studying books for a different purpose, and he has classified and analyzes the purpose here. So one of his purpose is that Bacon said that some people study the subject for his entertainment. For example, if a person read a storybook or some novel, no, so if he read, means automatically he applied to some person that he had started to, and he will start to summarize that story, and it will help them to impress the other person, no. And different individuals with the different mental abilities and interest approach idea of studying differently. Yes, so crafty men contempt studies and offers advice how to study should be applied, but to wait and consider. So here also he said that how to study. In the next slide, contains all the techniques of Bacon's essays writing. So in this study, in this slide, we are going to see the techniques. What are the techniques he had used in his essays? So, on his world vision, it's full of wisdom, teachings, and dictatism. The essay has epigrammatic proverbial form of style plus balance and force. So totally the art study has a balanced one. It has all the thing and the humor and the advice and simple words and balance and proverb also. And actually the off studies is based and formed in the proverbial. So it's many lines. We can take it as a quote. Okay, in the next slide. Yes. Okay, so as we have analyzed the off studies insist us how to study a subject and how to study a book and how to apply the knowledge which and those we have and we had learned from that book. So these are all very important to apply our life. What we had read and what we have learned from that book. So this is what Bacon said that in his work, Art Studies helps us to understand the purpose of study. And it's also classified that how people are considering the subject and considering study and how to study and how they study and how are they applying their life also. And it also reflects the things that occurred in his period also. So it is very simple to understand that his essays also. So that's all. Thank you.